Hello, YouTube and fellow resellers. This is Kevin, the Stoic Reseller, back at you with part 2 of trying to find the best rate to promote our listings at. This last week was actually pretty strong. You can see here sales have started to return to normal as we've become more consistent with the 20 a day model. But I guess let's start first. If you're new here, I'm a part-time reseller. I buy new and used clothing and sell it on eBay and Poshmark. While my wife does pretty much 3/4 of the business at this point. All I do is source and create the listings and make these crazy YouTube videos. So if you're into that kind of content and you're interested into data-driven approaches to how to do this, please like, subscribe, comment below, and let's just jump right into this. So the first topic is I really want to show sales. You can see they've been kind of a roller coaster for the last week or so. It's been really frustrating. You can see my last 31 days is down 32%. And you can see from like here all the way over, that's really my fault. I let outside distractions get in the way of focusing on the business. And so we were really struggling to get listings in any amount up. I mean, we were down to like 4 a day for an entire week at one point. So that's why it's important that we're starting to build our bank back. And yeah, but moving forward, you can see we had some really great days this last week. This is kind of where I want to be consistently. But you can see, I mean, this weekend was very mediocre. It's still pretty early so far today. And we have the one sale, which I'm appreciative of. We're also waiting on another buyer. So everything is in the positive movement. The other two things I want to talk about are 2 returns. We have this person here wanting to return his Lululemon shorts. He says that because they don't fit, they must be inauthentic. And I find that really incredibly interesting considering I've handled probably in the last 5 years, 1,000 or so Lululemon pieces. So I would assume at this point I would know how to identify a fake Lululemon from a real Lululemon, considering I see mostly fakes out there anymore. But yeah, this is an authentic tag, as you see on the more modern stuff. It has the inside button. Also, the size dot here is authentic. So it's something that is really ridiculous because it's an INAD, and we have to try to fight that. The other one I want to highlight, though, is this. It was a bulk order. But it was a sale that went outside the United States, so it was handled by eBay's international shipping program. And you can see here it says return in progress, eBay managed return, no action required, meaning that they're not going to refund. I'm not going to have to refund this person. So this is the kind of protections you get with that. I've heard some of the theories that it kind of detracts from your traffic and everything. I still use it. I haven't had an international sale in at least 2 to 3 weeks. So anyways, moving on, I do want to show, we're going to get into the juxt of this video right here. So we're going to bring this over. We're going to need to adjust a couple things first. So you can see here, what I want to start is this is kind of incorrect. So, because I was doing this based off a 90-day, like this is our start, right? This is based off of 90 days. So what I want to do is bring this back over. Let's go back here. Let's go to, you can see what's going on with this offer. People be lowballing like crazy lately. Have you guys been having that? The lowball offers? I mean, like $10, like $20, $25 off. It's been really ridiculous. And I price my items pretty competitively, and I don't, it's like people just want everything for nothing nowadays. But anyways, promoted listings. So we are going to do a custom, and we're going to do it the week prior to this last week, right? So we're going to go the 10th through the 16th to get our new start because we're doing this weekly, right? And this dawned on me in the shower, which is crazy, right? So we had only 3 sales. Promoted impression. Let's look here. Oh wait, no. My cost was $2.57 with a ROAS of 47.62. And let's see here. Yeah. Okay. So that's all the information we needed there. Now let's go to our traffic. Where am I? There it goes. I just need to keep better at doing this. And then again, we're going to go back to June here, 10th through the 16th, and then update our promoted impression percentage now to 47%. So now at 3.2%, let's edit this here while we're here, 17th through the 23rd. And we can now, promoted impression is 58.4% of my impressions now. That is a rather large percentage increase of 11.4%. That's pretty substantial. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Geez. But yeah, you can see here, it's just, I don't know what happened. Yesterday, sales were very marginal, and we had one of our best page view days I've ever had. Over 1,000 page views. Pretty wild, guys. Pretty wild. But let's go back here. And we're going to go here to the promoted listings. And we're going to do that same custom date range. 17th through the 23rd. Drink some more coffee. Anyways, okay. So now we have to track our sales, right? So we had 27 sales. And guys, if you're, this is what's wild about it. So you take 27 divided by 3. It's a 900% increase in promoted sales, guys. Wow. So that, I mean, you got to figure that 1.1% that I went up got us a 900% increase week over week on promoted sales. Now, it is going to be inflated because of the sales we had going up, but I mean, the sales weren't that bad the week prior either. So that's pretty wild, guys. But my costs have significantly gone up, right? So it's $43.05 and a ROAS of 26.14. So we can see here, guys. First off, to get $1,125 in sales, and all we had to do was pay $43, I'd take that every day and twice on Sunday. Because let's be fair here. If you can hand someone $40, you take two 20s, hand it to the guy, and he gives you $1,100 back. To me, that's fair. Now, what I don't like is that I have to pay the money to get the sales, right? Like, no one likes doing that. Let's be honest with each other. That is a very sleazy, slimy, doesn't feel the greatest thing to do, right? Because we're doing all the work. We're finding the items. We're listing the items. We're taking pictures of the items. We're eating the cost of the items. All eBay's doing is triggering a software algorithmic piece of data to present our item or not. That's all they're doing. I mean, yeah, I'm sure it cost them tens of millions of dollars to create that sort of system, but they've made their money back in less than 1 quarter. So who cares? And but yeah, I mean, this is the reality of eBay. And, this is going to be one of the inevitable things that we're going to learn throughout this process is that this is somewhat now pay to play. I wasn't totally bought into that, I would say 4 or 5 months ago. But just seeing this as just a slight increase, it's pretty crazy. So yeah, it's a little bizarre. I'm not going to lie. That's a big difference. Now you can see here though, My ROAS was nearly cut in half. My return on ad spend was down 21 point, what is that? 21.14 or 48 points. And that's pretty bad, guys. But that's going to happen. As you get more promoted sales, you're going to have more fees, and your return on ad spend is going to be less. But for every dollar spent, I made $26.14. So, I mean, it's kind of up in the air, it is what it is, guys. But yeah, let's now go into our actives. And let's do some more dreaded stuff that we don't want to really do. And do a bulk editor here, right? So we're going to edit all 959 items. I know HeyFro was telling me I could do this as a, there's a, what's the term? A rule or something like that. I find it more entertaining to do it this way, personally. There's no real rhyme or reason. I know there's an easier way to do it, but we're just going to do it this way, okay? Promoted listings, and you can see here on our chart, our next promoted rate is 4.3%, and these halves are going to be, they don't allow partials, so we're going to update these now to the nearest 10th space on the decimal. Yeah, there we go. But yeah, you can see now 4.3%. Now we're getting up there. Updated promoted listings. Apply single ad rate. 4.3%. Oh yeah. Oh, that's what I was talking about. I can do this as a campaign. But too lazy right now. So yeah, guys, the one thing while this is doing this I wanted to talk about was I was watching another reseller kind of play around with their promoted fees and their ad rates, and they decided to do a dynamic ad rate amongst all of their items. So basically eBay would manage based off the suggested ad rate, and their sales were pretty significant for a very good amount of time, for like 3 weeks, and then their sales started to fall down. So I'm gonna go out on a limb here, guys, and just say that just like how we have to do daily resets to try to keep our items refreshed and to try to dig those bottom barrel items that haven't sold up into the algorithm to keep them trying to churn, I have a feeling we're going to need to consistently play with promoted listings to keep getting that initial bump. And this is going to be probably a hot take, but once I find the certain percentage where everything seems to be kind of better or like the most smooth, we're going to have to every week probably increase it by 0.1 and then sacrifice a week by bringing it back down to whatever that percentage is, and then every week from there increase it by 0.1 by 0.1 by 0.1 until we have to reset it again. And the reason for that is there's the thought process that when you increase your promoted rate, the algorithm sees that as a huge positive change and then gives you this huge bump. But yeah, I will for sure keep everyone updated. We're now at 4.3%, and I'm getting a little nervous, guys, because I don't really like spending this much to make sales. I mean, my margins are pretty strong, but they're not the best. And we start taking some of this money off the top here. I mean, we can go to sales, right? And this will be the last 90 days. My average sales price is $35.27. We're down quite a bit in terms of quantity and everything. But it's just, we'll see how this works. We'll be super consistent through the end of July, and fingers crossed that it's still a favorable amount, and we're going to see some positive change. Maybe sales bump up, maybe sales bump down. The one thing that I really want to hit home though, guys, is that we're doing this in a week increment because it really does take eBay about half a day or so to really function and get all your listings to the point where it understands what's happening. And so I know, so there's been some bigger YouTubers that have tried this and they do it like, oh, I'm going to jump it way up, I'm going to jump it way down. And they keep doing that every day. And it's like, you got to let it sit. You got to let it actually manipulate itself and figure it out. So week by week, we're going to be here for 10 weeks doing this, and we'll have a final conclusion at the end where we feel is the best area. And then I also have kind of a secondary conclusion or another test I want to see using the dynamic. And I want you guys to talk me out of that because I don't really want to do it, but at the same time, I really want to see what it does. Because if I can get the store to start shrinking a little bit, that'd be great in the short term, because then I can actually start maybe thinking about buying more stuff, because I do have kind of a budget that I try to maintain. And yeah, so guys, if you like this kind of content, you're looking forward to the next ones, let me know down in the comment section. Am I a complete idiot? I think we all know the answer to that one, but stay tuned as well to the end. Later this week, I'm going to just continue my series of my thrift hauls. The next one will be Wednesday. That'll be just the tops. And then Friday will be just the bottoms. And I'm hoping you guys learned some cool stuff, because this past weekend was just as good, if not a little bit better. And I have some great Bolo brands to share with everyone. So, again, like, subscribe, comment below, share my videos, and never forget to rule the day.